Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got a review for you. This is Dark Ages from Marvel. It was released this last week. It is a side shot, like separate, Elseworld kind of story. Um, let's see. In a nutshell, it just starts off with Peter Parker and Mary Jane, and they have a daughter named after Aunt May. Um, I, I I had to ask, but I think May is already in continuity or something like that. I'm not positive if Peter Parker and Mary Jane have already had a baby in main continuity. I'm not sure. But anyways, they're chilling out. With like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and all of a sudden, like all these spiders that are in New York, their spider sense starts to activate to the point where it's like in pain. Um, Peter makes a comment about like how the spider sense has never been like super accurate, but it's never activated like this where it's hurt him. Um, we catch up with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, I think her name is, and I learned a new fact that she is the most intelligent person in the Marvel universe. And we see that she has like figured something out, and she takes off to like warn other people about it. It's kind of like what's going on at this part of the book. We see Apocalypse has received some message. We see Professor X and Jean Grey are like feeling the presence of something activating. Um, and from that point, that's kind of what it is. It just shows like different forces around the earth that are kind of hearing either a calling or receiving a pain, or like scientists have figured something out. They catch up with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and they show up at the Baxter Building with the Fantastic Four. I'm not aware if they know each other. They kind of act like they don't. Reed Richards acts like he knows her, but the other Fantastic Four don't. But they quickly start hashing something out as earthquakes start to happen all around the world. When it does, I think it's pronounced Watu, the Watcher. Um, and he is specifically like this godly like being that basically like he has a whole bunch of powers, but he is basically a watcher. He can't interact or help, or and he's been there and watched through the Thanos snap and all kind of stuff, but he has just been watching, and supposedly he says that he has been watching for this exact point. And he goes into the story about how like a long time ago they made this being, and he was used to suck up black holes, and eventually he sucked up so much dark energy that it turned him into some dark like everything absorbing machine, and he became like the Unmaker. And basically he has the ability to unmake anything, reality, space, galaxy. I mean, it doesn't matter. He just has the ability to unmake. um, it says that the Living Tribunal, which showed in the art, that he shows up like right there, and basically took care of the Unmaker at that time. Something about they couldn't kill him, so they deactivated him, and they basically hid him in the middle of Earth. And that is when we find out what's going on Earth, what the spider senses were, the earthquakes, and what Moon Girl had figured out. And yes, that the Unmaker is buried in the middle of the core, and for some reason he is waking up and trying to get out of the Earth. And when he gets out of the Earth, it's going to be like cracking an eggshell, and basically we would die. So at this point, all the world's champions kind of band together, and all the more intelligent, they start to they hash a plan, and they come together with this strike force, and it's like Vision, Scarlet Witch, the Invisible Woman, Doctor Strange, and the Thing, Ben Grimm. And they go teleport into the middle of the Earth, and they try to stop the Unmaker. And it was ridiculous. It was it's amazing, but man, it sucked because they just they were ill prepared. It did not go down that well. We do see that as they are trying to either calm or deactivate him or destroy him or whatever, that we see that that he is punching and it is causing major devastation around the world. They talk about like how cities crumble, Atlantis disappears. Wakanda is pretty much the only place they say that is protected, and it's just because it has the vibranium. But they do show all around the world how heroes and superheroes and just regular everyday heroes kind of band together trying to save as many people as possible. But that's where we get into the Dark Ages name of the book, because eventually they use they try and use like an EMP against him to shut him down. But they show right here as the strike team slowly fades, because they show Ben Grimm and he just gets unmade, and but one by one they all get defeated. Scarlet Witch, it ends up dying. Vision goes tries. I mean, there is no try. Just one by one, he ends up taking them out. Invisible Woman and Doctor Strange eventually are the last couple remaining that try to attempt to fight the Unmaker, and Invisible, using Invisible Woman's barrier, she's able to hold off the attack for so long. But eventually, as you can see, Doctor Strange gets stabbed through the chest. At the same time, he ends up he was trying to Doctor Strange was trying to open some portal, and he was going to bring this it was like a galaxy that all it was like electromagnetic pulses or something like that, and he was going to bring the galaxy in, portal it into the Unmaker so it would cancel him out. And when he did that, because he ends up dying, the portal doesn't get closed, so that electromagnetic force envelops the earth and basically shuts down all electronics, all so they basically show the tech in Iron Man's suit failing. They show the tech in Ant-Man's suit failing, and it kind of looks like Ant-Man might have died because of it. They show what happens to regular individuals, that say perhaps have a Peacemaker. Certain individuals that are androids or something like that, they simply die. They kind of showcase Peter Parker's web shooters, because he was in New York trying to save. He was literally trying to get to May and Mary Jane, and his web shooters end up going down, and he just falls to the ground, eats dirt, and he does end up finding May and Mary Jane, and to find out that May is just as strong as Peter, which is good to know, because it looked like that, because the way they were killing off people. But we do show that they go a little bit into the future, maybe 20 years or something like that, and that's how the rest of the book is going to go. Is how the world has gone on, in this kind of thing. But now we see that they have this, that there are forces out there in this new world, and they kind of show that Apocalypse is one of the heavy contenders. I recognize some of the people in his group, it looks like some kind of symbiote, anti-venom Carnage mix. It does look like kind of an evil version of Mr. Fantastic. It does look like Lady Deathstrike, but it could be somebody else. I know for a fact that's Wiccan, because we saw, I didn't mention it, but I think he does end up losing his lover, or I think maybe I did mention it, but we do see a steam-powered Iron Man, and Beast is there with Apocalypse. They do show designs for the steam-powered Iron Man, and I think that's it, and they show the cover to the next issue and stuff like that. Overall, the art was amazing. It's done by Iban Coello, is a brand new Marvel artist, It's written by Tom Taylor, so I mean I already love Tom Taylor. I mean it was for a first issue it was really good. As you saw, I mean it didn't hold back any punches because we've already lost a couple heroes that some people. But remember, this is not main continuity. This is just a fun side story. So we'll have to see where it goes. But so far, it's pretty good. All right, guys, that's my review. Y'all have a good night. I will see y'all soon. Got more reviews coming.